Charles, what are you doing? The words slip from my lips, barely a whisper, yet they hang in the air like a death knell. I stand frozen in the opulent ballroom, my heart racing as I watch my husband, the man I thought I knew, twirling Samantha effortlessly across the dance floor. Laughter erupts from them, sharp and cruel, slicing through the atmosphere like glass shards. I should have known something was off. The late nights, the hushed phone calls, the glances that lingered just a moment too long. But to see it laid bare like this, in front of a sea of polished marble and glittering chandeliers, takes my breath away. My mind spins as I clutch the silk fabric of my dress, the very one he bought for me, the color of the sky just before dawn. Suddenly the spotlight shifts, illuminating Charles in all his arrogance. He stands tall, a god among men, and when he speaks, his voice cuts through the chatter. "Ladies and gentlemen, I must share some news," he says, a smirk playing at the corners of his mouth. "I've decided that my dear Heather is no longer deserving of her monthly allowance. She's been extravagant and wasteful, and frankly, I think we all know she could use a lesson in humility." The laughter that follows is a tidal wave, crashing over me, dragging me under. I feel the heat rise to my cheeks, not from embarrassment, but from rage. My heart pounds so loud I'm terrified everyone can hear it. How dare he? How dare he stand there basking in the spotlight while I crumble in the shadows? I glance around the room, searching for connection, for someone to see me, to understand. But all I see are the glinting eyes of his friends, reveling in the spectacle of my humiliation. It's a twisted show, and I'm the unwilling star, stripped of dignity and reduced to a mere object of ridicule. As the laughter dies down, I catch a glimpse of Samantha, her eyes sparkling with triumph, as if she's just snatched my world from under me. I want to scream, to tear at my hair, to make them all feel the pain I'm drowning in. Instead, I stand there, a statue carved from ice, frozen in horror. "Don't worry, Heather," a voice breaks through to me. It's Lisa, one of my closest friends, her brown eyes filled with sympathy. She steps closer, lowering her voice just for me. "I heard him, the things he's been saying about you. It's all lies, Heather. He's been spreading venomous rumors to make you feel small, to keep you under his thumb." Her words are like a bucket of ice water splashed over me. It's one thing to hear the whispers behind my back, but to know that Charles orchestrated it? It's a betrayal that sinks deep into my soul. I want to tell her that I'm fine, that I'll be okay, but the words get stuck in my throat. How can I be fine when my entire existence has been turned upside down? I step back, shaking my head, trying to gather my thoughts. "This can't be happening. This isn't real," I say, my voice shaking, but the reality of the situation crashes over me like a wave. Charles doesn't just want to control my finances, he wants to control me. He's crafted a prison of opulence around my life, and I'm trapped inside, a decorative doll in his sick little game. I turn my gaze back to him, standing proudly, shoulders back, as if he's just won a grand prize. I feel my fists clench at my sides. I have to get out of here. I need air, space to think. I take a step toward the exit, but the laughter and the music feel suffocating, wrapping around me like chains. "Write in the comments what country you're watching from," someone shouts from the dance floor, oblivious to the storm brewing within me. I force myself to breathe, to take one step at a time. I can't let him see my tears. I won't give him that satisfaction. As I navigate through the throng of guests, I feel the weight of their stares. I'm no longer just Charles's wife. I'm the woman scorned, the one who's been cast aside. But deep down, beneath the layers of humiliation, something begins to spark. A flicker of determination, of rage boiling beneath the surface. This isn't the end for me. I refuse to let his betrayal define who I am. I will reclaim my life, my dignity, and all that he has tried to strip away, even if it means playing his game, using his opulence against him. As I step outside into the night air, the cool breeze kisses my skin, grounding me. I take a deep breath, a resolve settling in my chest. I won't go down without a fight. The game has only just begun, and I intend to win. "Tell me everything," I say, my voice barely a whisper as I sit across from the private investigator in a dimly lit cafe. The weight of my words hangs in the air, almost suffocating. I take a deep breath, my heart pounding as he lays out the truth, piece by piece. Your husband has been seeing someone for months. Samantha, to be precise, he says, not looking up from his notes. Each name is a dagger that finds its way into my heart. I swallow hard, fighting back the tears threatening to spill over. I knew. I had known. But hearing it confirmed is another blow entirely. The investigator continues, detailing how Charles and Samantha frequent upscale restaurants, laughing and whispering as if the world belongs to them. I clutch my coffee cup tightly, the ceramic digging into my palm, a physical reminder of the rage bubbling within me. I think about my once happy marriage, about the life we built together, and how it all crumbles under the weight of this betrayal. But I refuse to let despair wash over me. Instead, I channel my anger into resolve. I need you to gather everything, I tell him firmly. Photos, receipts, anything that proves he's deceiving me. I want it all. The investigator nods, and I leave that cafe with a sense of purpose ignited deep within me. Each step I take feels lighter, as if I'm shedding the heaviness of my heartbreak. Next, I find myself in a sleek office with a polished lawyer whose presence is as intimidating as it is reassuring. I sit across from him, my hands trembling slightly as I explain my situation. He listens intently, his brow furrowed in concentration. Your options are numerous, Heather, he says, leaning back in his chair. Given his income and your status as his spouse, you have a strong case for a favorable settlement. The words wash over me, invigorating my spirit. My heart races at the thought of freedom, of reclaiming my life. I listen intently as he explains my rights, a fire igniting in my belly at the prospect of taking control. I want to ensure he pays for what he's done, I say, my voice steady. I want him to understand that I won't be a silent victim. The lawyer nods, a glimmer of respect in his eyes. That's the spirit. We can use his wealth against him, expose his deceit. I leave his office with a plan beginning to take shape, a foundation of strength upon which I can build my new life. Back in the solitude of my lavish home, I turn to my notebook. Each page is blank, but it soon fills with notes, details of every instance where Charles publicly humiliated me. I write down the night he told our friends he didn't mind my little shopping sprees. I scrawl the moment he rolled his eyes at me during a charity gala, dismissing my contributions with a flick of his hand. Each note I take feels liberating, a testament to my resilience. With every stroke of my pen, I reclaim a piece of myself. I refuse to be defined by his actions. I am more than a decorative blonde. I am Heather, a woman with a heart that beats for justice. Days turn into weeks, and I realize I need more than just evidence. I need support. I seek out women who have walked my path, who understand the pain of betrayal. I attend a local support group, my heart pounding as I step into the room filled with weary souls. Hello, my name is Heather, I say, my voice trembling but firm. I share my story, each word a release that brings forth understanding and empathy. The women nod, some wiping away tears, as I bare my soul. Their stories resonate with me, and I feel the strength of sisterhood wrapping around me like a warm blanket. I turned my pain into power, one woman shares, her eyes sparkling with determination. You can too, Heather. Don't let him win. Her words echo in my mind long after I leave that room. I gather tips, resources, and even connections. Each woman I meet adds fuel to my fire, showing me that I'm not alone. I can turn my heartbreak into a powerful weapon. I realize I need to understand the full scope of Charles's finances. I reach out to a sharp accountant I know, someone who won't hesitate to dig deep. Sitting in her office, I watch as she pores over documents with laser focus. We'll find his hidden assets, don't worry, she assures me. I feel a thrill at the thought of unearthing his secrets, the hidden treasures he doesn't want me to find. Days later, she presents me with a report, and my pulse quickens as I scan the pages. He has offshore accounts, she reveals, her finger tracing the lines of the documents. And you won't believe the investments he's made under assumed names. Each discovery feels like a small victory, a stepping stone toward my ultimate goal. I gather every piece of evidence, each financial record a brick in the wall I'm building against him. My heart races as I lay it all out in front of me, meticulously organizing the documents. The truth is my ally. I feel invigorated, empowered, knowing I'm finally taking control of my narrative. I craft my master plan, a tactical approach to expose Charles and his sins. I won't just leave him, I will make sure he understands the consequences of his actions. I set up meetings with my lawyer, reviewing my strategy over and over. Each time we meet, I feel my confidence grow, my resolve harden. I want to ensure he knows the depths of his betrayal, I tell my lawyer, determination etched on my face. Then we'll do just that, he replies, a fire igniting in his eyes as he outlines our game plan. As I prepare to turn his wealth against him, I know I'm ready. I'm ready to reclaim my dignity, my independence. I can almost taste the sweetness of victory, and it fuels my determination. Sitting alone in my empty home, I look around at the opulence that once felt like a gilded cage. I know I'll be leaving it behind soon, but it will be on my terms. Charles will learn the price of his betrayal, and I will emerge stronger than ever. I take a deep breath, my heart steadying. I'm ready to show him who I really am. I am not just a decorative blonde. I am Heather, a woman ready to rise from the ashes of betrayal, armed with the truth and a plan for revenge. With each passing moment, I can feel the tide turning, the winds of change at my back. Charles won't know what hit him. He may have thought he could walk all over me, but he's about to learn just how fierce I can be. I have the evidence, the allies, and a plan. Now all I need is the perfect moment to strike. I refuse to be your puppet any longer. The words spill from my lips with a fierce defiance I didn't know I had in me. Today, I stand in the heart of the courtroom, a battleground I never wanted to enter, but one I must conquer. My hands tremble slightly as I clutch the folder filled with evidence against my husband, Charles, and his sordid affair with Samantha. The air is thick with tension, and I can feel the weight of the world pressing down on my shoulders. This is my moment. The moment the door swings open and I walk in, every eye is on me, judges, lawyers, spectators. I take a breath, steeling myself for the fight ahead. The whispers ripple through the crowd as I catch sight of Charles at the opposite table, his expression a strange mixture of arrogance and fear. He can't believe I would dare to challenge him. But he doesn't know what I've been through, the humiliation, the heartbreak. I won't let his facade intimidate me. My lawyer stands tall, a seasoned warrior in this legal war. She speaks with conviction, her voice cutting through the tension in the room. Your Honor, we present irrefutable evidence of Mr. Bennett's infidelity and his cruel treatment towards my client, she says, her hand gesturing towards me. I swallow hard, letting her words wash over me. They're not just words, they're my truth. Charles's smirk falters for a heartbeat. I can taste victory on the tip of my tongue, but I know this is only the beginning. My heart races as the details of our life together unfold in the courtroom, the lavish vacations, the extravagant gifts, all meant to cover the bruises beneath the surface. I can feel the eyes of the spectators on me, their expressions morphing from curiosity to sympathy. I am no longer just the decorative blonde who married a billionaire. I am a woman reclaiming her narrative. When it's my turn to speak, the world narrows down to the sound of my heartbeat. I rise, my legs feeling like jelly, but my spirit ignited. I look directly at Charles, his face pale, the confidence slipping away. You thought you could take everything from me, my dignity, my peace, my love, I start, my voice steady despite the tremor in my chest. You thought your wealth could shield you, but I realize now that love isn't bought. You built a fortress of lies, but I've found my way out. The silence in the room is palpable. I continue. You were never a partner to me. You were a master. You used your power to keep me small, to keep me silent. I glance at the judge, his expression inscrutable. I stand here today, not just for a financial settlement, but for my freedom. I refuse to let your betrayal define me. I am more than the woman you discarded. I can feel the heat of the moment radiating through me, the adrenaline rushing as I speak. I share my journey, the sleepless nights spent crying over betrayal, the way I pieced myself back together, inch by inch. Every time you ridiculed me, every time you made me feel less than, you forged a fire within me. You ignited a strength I never knew I had. The judge's eyes are trained on me, and I take a deep breath, the weight of my words hanging in the air. I know I am transforming this narrative, shifting from victim to victor. I want a life built on my own terms, away from someone who couldn't see my worth. I deserve to live fully, to thrive, to love without fear. That's the life I'm fighting for. Charles shifts uncomfortably, and for a moment his mask slips, revealing a glimmer of desperation. My heart quickens at the sight. I can't help but feel a surge of satisfaction. I've become his worst nightmare. Your Honor, my lawyer interjects, pulling the focus back to the legalities. We have documented evidence of Mr. Bennett's hidden assets. This is not just about infidelity, it is about the emotional abuse he has inflicted on my client. She presents the papers, and I watch as Charles's expression darkens, the facade crumbling beneath the weight of the truth. The judge nods, acknowledging the evidence presented. I can feel the tension in the room, a collective breath held as we wait for the decision. The gavel looms, a symbol of justice. Charles leans back in his chair, a frown etched across his face. I catch a glimpse of the man I once thought I loved, but now all I see is a coward hiding behind his wealth. I refuse to let him take this from me. The judge finally speaks, his voice resonating with authority. I have reviewed the evidence and the testimonies. Mr. Bennett, it is clear that your actions have caused significant emotional harm to your wife. I grant Mrs. Bennett a substantial settlement to ensure her financial independence. My heart leaps. I can hardly believe what I'm hearing. The words echo in my mind, each syllable a step closer to my freedom. I glance at my lawyer, who beams with pride. The gavel falls, the sound sharp and final. This court is adjourned. I can hardly breathe as the reality sinks in. I've won. I've done it. I stand taller, feeling a wave of relief and triumph wash over me. I glance around the courtroom, catching the eyes of the spectators who have witnessed this journey. They see me. They know my story now. As I walk out of the courtroom, my heart swells. I have reclaimed my dignity. I have broken free from the shackles of my past. I feel alive, ready to embrace whatever comes next. Outside, the sun shines brightly, illuminating a new path ahead of me. I breathe in deeply, filling my lungs with fresh air. The world feels vibrant, full of possibility. I'm no longer the woman defined by someone else's choices. I am Heather, a survivor, a fighter, and now I'm ready to write my own story, one that brims with hope and endless potential. The thrill of liberation courses through me, and I can already envision my future. No more tears, no more shadows of betrayal. Just me, standing confidently in the light of my own making. It's time to embrace love on my own terms, to build a life that reflects my true self. With each step, I leave the past behind, ready to step boldly into the life I've always deserved.